Okay, hello, good evening, welcome. Well, I think I'm sparkling today, and why not? Hi, Parul. Let's be healthy with somebody. Okay, that's our guest. So, welcoming everybody. Hi, Prajakta. So, well, I'm sparkling because I think it's the love of super mammies that makes us sparkle. So, welcoming all of you at Mammy Poco Cares, of course, at the Mindful Discussions for all you super mammies out there. And because I'm radiating that vibrant happiness, I must say that all the super mammies actually feel the same happiness when they see their babies and their kids grow. And we at Mammy Poco nurture that, I would say, that pure and delicate relationship that a mom and a baby shares. And during our part of nurturing, I think one vital aspect is nourishment. So today at the Mindful Discussions for Super Mammies, we are going to be discussing about how to get the right nutrition for mommies and kids, especially during this quarantine times. And with that, I'm welcoming everybody joining us. So, in fact, to talk more about this topic and to address to all your questions, concerns and queries, dear mammies, we're going to be joined by our guest today, who's an expert, who's a nutritionist. So allow me a second to actually add her up. And there we go. I think she's right here. So, three ladies and gentlemen, super mammies, gentlemen, everybody, boys and girls, whoever has joined us, please welcome Miss Neetu Goyal.
Hi everyone. Hello everyone.
Hi ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Very good to be seeing you.
Same here.
Thank you. I would say that you look nourished.
In this lockdown.
Yes, why
go,
not?
so I am nourished, yeah.
Yeah, very good to be meeting you. And let me tell all my viewers, especially greeting all my viewers on Facebook as well, because after connecting with you, I think we are live on Facebook as well. So, yes. So here's giving a shout out to both our families on Facebook and Instagram. So let me say and tell all of you that Ms. Neetu Goyal, she's a consultant dietitian and a nutritionist. Well, analyzing and educating her clients' eating habit and developing goal plans with lifestyle changes to support holistic wellness is something that she believes in. And building nutrition value plan for clients also suffering from PCOD, diabetes, cholesterol, anemia, thyroid, and so on is something that is Ms. Neetu's expertise. With that, once again, thanking you very much for your time, Neetu.
I'm honored. It's my pleasure to be on this portal.
Thank you. Thank you. And all the super mammies are greeting you because I'm sure whenever it's like a topic of, being nourished in the right way, there are so many questions. So keep pouring in your questions while, of course, I would engage in mindful conversations with you, Neetu. So I'm going to be asking you straight that, it's not the right time at the moment when, kids are used to spend a long number of hours at the school. They are almost 24/7 at home. So would you suggest that there should be a change in the diet or the routine when it comes to taking nutrition for the kids?
If they are sitting at one place, if they are like not moving around much, so I think intake of fried and processed foods and sugar should be avoided. They should be introduced more to healthy carbs and proteins so that they don't gain weight much.
Right.
In form of sprouts or eggs, maybe in form of healthy snacking, in form of salad with hummus and anything creative, whatever the kids like. But definitely you have to cut down intake of sugar and fats from their diet. Healthy fats can be given in form of nuts and seeds or avocados or like peanuts or walnuts in form of like healthy forms.
Right. So this is for the growing kids that you suggest, Neetu? Or is there like a separate set of regime for nutrition that should be followed for different age groups of children, from babies to toddlers to the growing kids?
It depends on their, calorie intake, how they consume food in form of what process. That depends. But obviously,
Right.
processed food should be avoided to all of them because
For
it's not
all, yes.
healthy. Yeah, and good carbs are good for everyone. Protein is good for everyone. So in whatever form they are consuming, that is different. But on the whole, it's the like basic thing.
Right. Okay. Neetu, I have, in fact, I was bubbling with a lot of questions, but I was like, considering whatever time we have in hand, I'm gonna, put forth the most relevant ones that can help our super mammies, feel that they're cared for by Mammy Poco. So I'm gonna be asking you, about lactating mothers who are also working from home professionals, WFH. So, what would you suggest could be the basic and easily available food for breastfeeding mommies?
I think they can have khaskhas, they can have these cumin seeds, they can have fenugreek seeds, they can have garlic, they can have all the green leafy vegetables in form of bottle gourd, bitter gourd, they can have smoothies, they can have all the galactogogues like in form of coconut laddus or whatever, in form of vegetable juices and fruits are good for them
Right.
for production of milk.
Sure. Okay. Especially because it's the onset of summers already. And by the way, Neetu, I wanted to ask you, from which city are you talking to us?
Delhi, Delhi.
Delhi. Oh, so equally hot there, right?
Yeah, it's too much. You can say
Yeah.
it's better from last year, but it's mid, so it's hot.
Right. So likewise, in like I'm talking from Mumbai. So I'm gonna be
Okay.
asking you, when kids are like, there's more chances of them getting dehydrated in summers. Any specific food would you suggest to mommies they can give it to the kids to make sure they stay hydrated?
I think fresh fruit juices, watermelon juices in form like fresh fruity juices in form of watermelon juice,
Right.
rus, pannas, coconut water, and dale sharbat. Like in which region you are, what is local to you? That homemade all the sharbats, which is available, kokum sharbat, which is available in
Yes.
your city. That is best for
Yeah.
kids. That is much nutritious and that is best for kids to have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
Like
would you? Sure. So anything that has a cooling effect, is everything nutritious that way? Like any cooling foods for that matter would be nutritious, or you would want to, apart from these fruits that you mentioned and the juices, any specific food items as well that have a cooling effect and at the same time are like healthy?
yeah, they are sattu, sabza seeds. You can
Oh
add
yes.
sabza seeds. You can add
Yeah.
sabza seeds in all the like lemon water, coconut water. It has like in maximum cooling effect and fiber also. So it's very good for health in summers if you add sabza seed to all the drinks. Coconut water, lemon in any form. Bale is very healthy. Sattu is very healthy in whatever form you consume. That
Sure.
are the healthiest food available. According like kokum is very healthy in whichever area you are there in like India. So there is something like this little fruit, uh,
Hmm.
falsa
Yes.
sherbet is very healthy. So it depends on which area of India you are and what is local to you. So that
Hmm.
homemade sherbet is good for kids and for everyone.
Okay. Okay. Right. From where can we buy these sabja seeds, Neetu? Because I've
Sabza
been planning, to be honest, for myself as well. So,
Sabza seed is available on Amazon and you can easily get
oh,
it from any grocer out like around you.
sure.
Amazon
Great.
it's available online, you know.
Lovely. So you can online shop mommies. And with that, Neetu, I'm going to be asking you, because we are, especially in these quarantine times, we are talking a lot more about immunity building. So I'm going to be asking you, what foods can help kids to avoid cough and cold? And also, would you suggest any supplements for immunity
Supplements
building?
is is not necessary for kids if they have like normal weight and height. It's not necessary for them. And for cold and cough, like turmeric, ginger, or cinnamon, nutmeg, nutmeg, any concoction made of that is good for kids. You can add a pinch of cinnamon and nutmeg in like milk of kids, only a pinch of or curcumin or haldi to
Right.
ease those effects of cold and cough in this in this era of in this time of viruses. So we should
Yes.
add a little bit of little pinch of haldi or nutmeg to their milk so that they can easily comfortable with cold and they should not catch any cold or cough during these
Right.
COVID times.
So turmeric in the milk is something that you would suggest would be like a natural thing to give to the kids.
Turmeric, cinnamon, and nutmeg, any one of those
Any
you
of
can
the three.
like
Like
add.
personally, because suppose if I don't enjoy turmeric in the milk as much, you're also suggesting the other,
Yeah,
options that they can try,
yeah.
right?
They all are have properties which are good for your immunity. You can have detox waters once in a while for yourself also, and you can give it. If kids are like 7 or 8 years old, they can have some detox waters also.
Sure, Neetu. I think this information would be very handy for the super mammies, as I always love to say. And Neetu, you wouldn't suggest any supplements to the children for now?
I don't think it's like if their weight and height is okay, so I don't recommend any supplement as such. If they're eating properly with all the macro and micronutrients, so no need of supplements to be taken up.
Right.
You
So
can give
anything like, yeah,
you
please go
can
ahead.
give vitamin C if you want to prevent cold and cough because
Mm-hmm.
vitamin C is not is it's safe to give to kids.
Right. So you wouldn't recommend anything like zinc chewies or something like that, not really to the kids for now.
No, it's very personal, it's very
Hmm.
individual it varies to individual to individual. So you cannot tell like I cannot like recommend like that.
I understand. And it
Yeah,
really depends case to case as well.
yeah, it depends on every individual's demands of the body.
Right, Neetu. I think you already talked about the natural things, but when it also comes to mammies, for all the moms, to make sure that their immunity is strong and tough enough. So, any alternatives for moms as well for building their immunity, or this is the same way that they
It's
can
the
go ahead?
same, because these are herbs which are for everyone, so they can have
Right.
it whatever form everyone likes. They can have it. Like
Sure.
garlic and ginger can be added to food for better, digestion purpose. Everything.
Yes, yes. Garlic, I think, is good for the liver as well. So,
Yeah.
right. Okay. Neetu, I've been asking you everything about what we can, what we may, but I'm going to now ask you what we cannot. So, which are these top three things that you would want to eliminate from a mom's diet,
All
What is it
white
that you
things,
don't take, for example?
sugar, maida, all white things you should not
Okay.
have.
Sure.
Sugar, maida, and white salt.
White sauce, you said.
White salt.
Salt. All right. All right.
You can have pink salt, like
Mm-hmm.
white sugar, white flour, or white
Mm-hmm.
salt. Everything white you should not have. No, nothing white you should have.
Sure, because that's all processed and refined.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
too much refined actually.
Right. And is pink salt the same as Sendha Namak, what we call in Hindi, or
Yeah,
is it?
it
Yeah.
depends, what company is selling it. It depends, but
Sure.
Sena Namak is best to consume because it's easily
Great.
available and it's pocket friendly also.
Lovely. So mommies, now you know clearly, and it's crystal clear from Neetu that anything white is to be avoided. All right. So Neetu, my next to you would be, because as as this whole world, we are, I mean, clearly divided when it comes to the regular A1 milk, and now the popularly growing A2 milk. So how to clear this, how to have the clarity which one to have actually for the kids, and which one to have oneself.
I think A2 milk is better because it's better for you to consume because it's grass-fed cows and less of
Okay.
preservatives. So I think you should have A2 milk, or you can avoid milk if you want because there is variety of nut milks which are available in the market. So it's always better to consume nut milk than dairy. Like we can always avoid dairy because dairy doesn't benefit us much like these days because it's too much of uh, hormones are there in dairy that we
Hmm.
should avoid dairy in every form.
Right. Sure. And it is suggests that once in a while is okay, but it should not be habitual that you're having dairy like every day. Yeah, once in
I
a
didn't,
while is fine.
I didn't hear
Once
you.
in a yeah, I'm saying once in a while it's okay to have dairy, like some other form of dairy, for example, curd or other things, but it should not be habitual. Yeah.
Yeah, it should not be habitual, or if you have gut issues, like if you have acidity, heartburn, constipation, something related to your gut, so you should definitely avoid dairy like at all. You should not have any dairy product
Right.
because it will add more to your problems. It will not cure anything. So you can avoid dairy and you can see the result, like how you'll feel yourself more healthy and more lighter.
Oh, so you feel lighter. I think often, yeah, it's said that many times you're not able to even identify the symptoms, whether dairy products are causing us any harm or not. So it's best to avoid as much as you say.
Yeah, yeah.
And but I remember days, when I was a child, Neetu. So that time, having milk was like mandatory. So I think the times have changed now, is it?
Because of the pollution level, you know how much pollution is there because of the hormones that are injected in cows or buffaloes for milk production. That is
Okay.
what causes that is why I don't recommend milk. Earlier it was not like this. When like 20 years back or 25 years back, everything was much more pure and in natural form. That's why these
Sure.
days dairy we can avoid easily.
Right, Neetu. Okay. Viewers, please pour in your specific questions because we're going to be shortly taking them up. Neetu, before I ask you, in fact, okay, let's just ask this important one, after which we can take up one question from the viewers who are watching us. So I'm going to be asking you, Neetu, what can pregnant women, I'm sorry, focus on when it comes to, nutrition tips from you in the current times?
I think first of all they should start their day with a fruit, like for better metabolism of sugar and their to prevent heartburn and acidity.
Mm-hmm.
They should drink plenty of water in form of homemade sherbets, coconut water, lemon water. They
Right.
should their supplementation should be regular, like supplements of whatever is prescribed. They should have it like regular basis,
Mm-hmm.
and they should not be at this time it's everything is closed. We are in lockdown. They should not be stressful. They should
Yes.
meditate or anything they like. They should do that. Like pregnant ladies should be happy so that
Yeah.
and homemade and fresh cooked foods they should have, and
Correct.
essential fatty acids in form of coconut, in form of chutneys, in form of like groundnuts, in form of green leafy vegetables. They should consume fresh fruits or fresh vegetables every day, and protein. Obviously, protein intake should be high in their diet.
Yes. Yes. I have one question on protein as well, but I love the fact, Neetu, how you are focusing on natural and, homegrown things more, because I think that's the best way to go.
Yeah, I
And
think that
yeah.
according to my theory, that is the best because it works for you. Whatever is local, whatever is
Yeah.
seasonal, it works best for you always.
Completely makes sense. I think that's an integral part to keep your moods happy and, of course, to keep your baby and yourself healthy and nutritious moms. So while I did say, pregnant moms, you could be a mom and you could be expecting. So that could also happen. So, of course, you need to take care of the child, take care of yourself. And, of course, the ones who are pregnant, there's a congratulatory note to you. And please put in your questions because we have the last few minutes. So please do so. And Neetu, will just allow me a second to read this question from Hajeras050. So, hi, ma'am. She's saying hi to you, Neetu. And
And
she's asking, my baby is 6 months old. I started giving solids to my baby. How many ounce of milk does she need to have in a day after being fed by solid?
how many feeds does she give to him, like her solid? I need to know because
Oh,
according to
okay,
that, I
okay.
can tell.
So if you're watching us, Hajira050, please type in the question that Neetu has asked, because there's always a specific answer when it comes to nourishment. So
Or
please
she,
type so that we can
or
judge.
she can send me my page message. I can tell her afterwards also if she's not here.
Great, please. If you're not in the chat, you could of course reach out to us at Mami Poco Cares. All right, Parul. Okay, there's a question from you. Neetu, so Parul has been a regular watcher with us. I'm gonna take her question up. She's also extending her greetings to you and asking, please let me know what all foods are allowed as well are not allowed during pregnancy. I'm in my first trimester. Yeah, she's in her first trimester. So
Allowed is everything, like the whatever is available. Not allowed is spicy food, seafood, and alcohol and smoking. Everybody knows that. And I think everything, whichever is available, is allowed. As nothing
right,
as you can say is not allowed. You can have all the vegetables, you can have all the fruits, except papaya. You can avoid papaya for a while, and
right.
all everything. I think you can have everything except from spicy food or seafood for a while, and little bit of those
Sure.
kind of.
Right. Neetu, I think you're just making it crystal clear. I think it's a very simple approach. When a lady is pregnant, I think we tend to, think that it's very complex. Like in our previous episodes also, we've spoken to a gynecologist, a pediatrician. So they have been telling that, it's not something, it's not that you have to really hold a mountain. It's something as joyful and as pleasant. So just be regular, just be normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, it's a
And
phase you should enjoy as much as you can, because it's very healthy phase, and it's very loving phase of your life that is, you'll
yeah,
remember forever.
yes, truly. I think this is something that, a woman looks forward to.
Yeah.
Hajiraz has come up with her answer to you, Neetu. She says, 2 times, ma'am, I give solid.
How old is the baby?
Hajiraz, how old is the baby? Please answer. And in the meanwhile, I'm ever ready with my questions, Neetu. So I'm going to be asking you what's next. Okay. So I think you already spoke about this one, Neetu, that the energy expense is lower, both when it comes to moms and of course the toddlers. Anything that you would want to suggest for the toddlers to avoid, because they're not burning as many calories, maybe. So,
Boiled is, that only white, like, processed
okay,
food in form
right.
of sugar, in form of fats, because toddlers don't eat much.
Hmm.
They don't
Hmm.
eat much. They eat very
Hmm.
less. So it's very, I don't specifically tell anything to avoid, basically, because
Right. Fair enough. So I think the same things there as well, and considering that they anyway, don't consume as much. Uh, Hajiras, I'm waiting for your answer. And Neetu, now this is an interesting one. As a woman too, should we get swayed by the kind of diets that are existing around, a keto diet, a vegan diet, or there's something like GFCF as well? Would you suggest mums to diet?
it's a personal choice, actually. Diets are generally anything that, like, dietitian or the other person wants you to deprive of things.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's carbs, sometimes it's fat, sometimes it's anything like. So you should have to work, like, you should have to think what works best for your body, like
Right.
good carbs works for your body, or more protein works for your body, intermittent fasting works for your body, or whatever best like works for your body. You have to channelize that yourself only. That is the only best way to you can easily get to know about diet, like what diet suits you, that you have to assess yourself, like what
Right.
your body demands, what is best suited for your body. That is the best thing. Like, it can be keto, it can be intermittent fasting, it can be anything. Like, you have to see whatever is suiting you, whatever your body demands. It's not depriving yourself of food, but it should be feeding good carbs and good protein to your body, so that you get nourished, not deprived of food and undernourished. In
Yes.
like, if you want to lose weight, then also.
Sure.
Yeah,
So Neetu,
I emphasize on healthy weight loss through everything you eat, like whatever you eat in your routine, just adding some healthy foods in that routine, and just like my like foods that you doesn't suit your body type, I
totally.
just have to eliminate that only.
Right. So, Neetu, you're basically saying at the mindful discussions with super mammies that just be mindful of your own body, right? In
Yeah,
a way.
yeah. Because maybe that more protein works for you, but that doesn't work for me.
Hmm.
Maybe
Hmm.
good, like I need carbs every 2 hours. Maybe you don't need.
Okay.
So you have
Okay.
to see it yourself. What is best suited to you, your body.
Right. Okay. Neetu, I think she's back with the answer. So, no, I think that's the same question. So, still waiting, Hajeras, for you to actually just tell us. Uh, so, 2 times is what she gives solid to the baby. Now, how many ounces of milk does she need to have in a day, Neetu? That's what she's asking. 6 months old baby.
I think then it's 60 ml 4 times is enough.
Okay.
Or like
Right.
maybe 100 ml 4 times is enough. And what she gives, that is very difficult. So you can she can send me personal message, I can guide her
Sure.
properly, because I need to know all the details of what food she gives, like how much calories are there in that food. I can't
Right.
answer this. I have to be very specific in answering that.
No, Neetu, I appreciate that. I think that's the best way to go about it. They can't be generic answers to, when it comes to nutrition for moms and the babies out there.
Yeah.
So, moms, while don't stress, but please be mindful at the same time. I'm going to be asking you, Neetu, next that. Yeah, I mean, where you did speak about immunity building. You already spoke about how protein is important to intake for our bodies. I'm going to be asking if you can elaborate specific options for vegetarians when it comes to protein sources, because for non-vegetarians, we know that sky's the limit. So, yeah.
For vegetarian, I think its combination of foods is very important. Like rice and dal makes a very good protein. You can have rice dal, you can have khichdi with vegetables, you can have tofu, you can have sprouts, you can have besan mixed with suji chilas, you can have mixed dal chilas
Wow.
with
That's
that.
like a yummy recipe as well.
Yeah, you can have
Yeah.
mixed dal chilas with rice in that. You can have
Okay.
sprouts chilas as well. You can have dhoklas with little bit of suji in that, and chickpea salad. All the boiled legumes are there. Like all the pulses have very good protein in that. And
Right.
cottage cheese you can have. You can have milk. Like if you're having milk or nut milk, whatever you're having, it has good protein in milks also. You can have oats. You can have brown rice. They do have some content of protein in them.
Right. And although I think I haven't shortlisted this question, but Neetu, how would you address to the cravings of a mom and the child? That's something that looks difficult.
Craving of what? Like craving of sugar,
It
craving
could
of
be
what?
sugars. Well, in my case, it's sugars for sure. So
Like the
it could vary. Hmm.
best thing to avoid, like it's post lunch, ma'am. Like when do you
Yes.
have more?
I think, yeah, in my case, or I think, that's something that my sister, who's a mom, also says that post every meal, like she has 2 kids, there's a craving for having sweets, desserts.
I can give you one tip for that. Like if you have craving for sweet after your lunch or major meals, you can have one chutney in your major meals that should be made of either coconut, either made of like dhania with coconut, or
Mm-hmm.
groundnut, or chana. Any like groundnut, chana, or coconut should be there in that chutney. If
Okay.
you're having a chutney with that meal, like essential fatty acids are there in those chutneys. If you're
Okay.
having those chutneys with your main meal, then you will not have those sugar cravings after meals. Like you can use that for a week, you will see the results. You will not have sugar cravings after that.
Really, Nindu? That comes like
Yes.
a revelation to me. I mean,
Yeah. And
wow.
that too, that is too good for your for your immune system, if you make a chutney a regular part of your diet.
So that's
And
like a secret sauce of, curbing the cravings.
yeah, and you can have maybe you can have omega-3 capsule after lunch. That will also sustain your cravings, because generally in ladies, omega-3 capsule helps to, overcome these types of cravings.
Okay, so that's for the mums, and that's for the sugar cravings, to be
Yeah.
precise. And me too. My next, okay, so in a way, I'm going to play a rapid fire with you. Which are the top 3 food myths you would want to bust today for all the mammies out here?
Top 3 food myths is, one is having fruit, like whenever you are craving for sugar, having fruit is healthy. That is wrong. You should not have fruit always. Only 2 portions of foods are allowed. That are 2 when you are empty stomach, like when you don't have, when your stomach is empty. That is the best time to eat it, because generally people have fruits every time when they want to have something sweet. So they should not do that, because it will help. It will lead to weight gain only.
Right. So that's not the right way to go about it. What will be the second one on your list, Neetu?
Is
Anything
banana?
that your
Yeah, is banana?
commonly hear? Yeah.
Is that banana is fattening?
Well, that's my myth busted too. Okay, it's not, right?
It's not. It's full of potassium. It's very good for vitamin B. It's very good for you. You should have one banana every day. You'll never gain weight. It's good for your gut health. It's best for your gut health.
All right, great. I'm personally enjoying this session as much. Okay, what will be the third and the last one on this?
That is that vegetarians can't have enough protein without vegan protein powder. That I already explained. That we have enough sources, but we have to take care of the combination of protein. Like for better assimilation of nutrients, we should be careful of combination. Like cereal pearls combination should be there, so that we can have all the amino acids for protein intake.
Right. I love the way how interestingly you pointed out all the 3 myths and you busted it for us. So, mommies, take a deep breath. Parul is asking you, the one who's in her first trimester, I guess. Neetu, can she have banana during her pregnancy?
Yes, she can have. Definitely, she can have.
Okay. If it suits her, she can have it.
Yeah, if it's she. Oh yeah, I told you earlier. She has to. Everyone has to see her, like their body, what suits to them. It depends from person to person.
Right. So yeah, I mean that underlying thought and the mindfulness has to always be there.
Yes.
With everything that we are listening to you, because you're the expert. This thing, mommies, you need to keep in mind as well for yourself and also for the little ones that you're rearing so beautifully. So, okay. A quick one here would be, what can we eat, Neetu, to improve hair quality and reduce hair fall?
I think foods rich in like vitamin B complexes or zinc or biotin, that would be pumpkin seeds, or all these sweet potatoes, and all green leafy vegetables and fruits.
So that should help in this bit as well. And for a good skin, is there any specific vegetables? Yeah.
Foods which are rich in vitamin C, that works excellent for skin. Oranges, all squashes, all these lemons, and zinc rich. These all nuts and seeds, they work best for skin.
Right. Okay. So before I hop on to my next on the rapid fire, which was actually about, which are the best sources for vitamin C, but you can answer that one, Neetu, after taking up our most loved viewers question, which is, okay, that is from Devangana Soti. I hope I'm right with the pronunciation. She has a 13 months old baby girl. What she should be eating? I think we have talked about it, but Neetu, if you just want to take it up again.
13 months is 1 year plus, so she can introduce solid foods to her, like whatever they eat in their family, they can give a small portion of that to her. It could be dal chawal, it could be any
Right.
vegetable with rice, or it could be small roti, like half roti of with any parantha, any stuffed parantha, roti with vegetables, any or egg, anything she can have. Soups in form of soups or everything, I think she can have, because after 1 year you can have all the foods, whatever the family eats.
Sure. Devangna, I hope that answers your query. And Neeta, I'm going to be asking you, is ghee a healthy fat? Ghee is good
Yes,
to be given to
yes,
children, of course, right?
of course. It's very good. It's very good for children. They should
And
have
mums
the,
can have it too, right? They
yeah.
become fatty or, yeah.
No, never. They can have,
Yeah.
fat, like if you're, uh, they can have fat first routine, one, like you can start your day with fat, that could be ghee. If you can have it in coffee or in warm water, that works best for skin, for your hair, that works best for you. If you have
Right.
ghee and stomach,
Okay. Okay.
that is
So,
fat, that is for fat burning also.
sure, that will be great. So I'm sure our minds are fed with some nourished thought, Namis. So please be mindful of all that Neetu is talking about. I'm sure it's going to be helpful. Neetu, the best sources for vitamin C.
Best sources of vitamin C is oranges or amlas or guava or spinach,
Okay.
or it could be any citrus fruit that are best. Broccoli.
Okay.
These are best sources of vitamin C.
Sure. And okay, this comes like just as an instant thought because we address to the cravings, Neetu. So before I actually wrap up, I'm going to ask you: can fruits be given at any point of the day to the kid, and also the mom can like have it, or is it just the first thing in the morning that they should do?
First thing is the first fruit, like you can have. I advise always fruits to be taken before 6 p.m. because
Acha,
after that we
fair enough.
cannot absorb. The goodness of fruits doesn't get absorbed in our body. So after 6, I don't advise to take fruits.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
up to 6 p.m. you can have fruits.
Right. But if had first thing in the morning, does it work wonders? Like the best?
Yes, it's best. If you have apple with peanut butter or almond butter in the morning, it will works as best magic for you.
Like a peanut butter on the fruit, like put it on
Yes,
an apple and like just have it.
yes, have it. It will work best for
Awesome.
you.
Okay. So, mommies, I think those are new breakfasting ideas also that we are talking about. So just go ahead and indulge. And yeah, so I was talking about cravings. I'm also gonna ask you, Neetu, that um, is there any schedule that is there any interval of basically minimum number of hours that the child needs to maintain between two meals or the mom needs to maintain?
I don't recommend for child because children are super active, so we should not feed them like according to our schedule. Whenever they are
Okay,
hungry, they should be given
very
some healthy
important.
snacking. They should be given some healthy snacking whenever they are hungry, because kids are at their growing age. So they should not be deprived of food, but it should be always in the healthy form. Whatever healthy form is best available, or fresh and seasonal, that should be given to children whenever they want to have. And for mother, obviously, I think we should have a gap of minimum 2 to 3 hours in every meal. If you are having 6 meals, or if you are having 3 meals, or you are having intermittent fasting, that depends. You cannot eat all the time. We have to maintain some gaps.
Right, right. Neetu, I think, as I said, because we can just go on and on with our conversations, but seeing the time, I think it's time for me to wrap up, but with a very beautiful message for all of you. But firstly, before anything else, Neetu, I'm going to thank you from literally the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much for coming on board with us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being a part of us. We at Mami Poco Cares. I think we have experts like you on board because you care about the beautiful, bond between a mom and a child as well, and that's why you agreed to be with us. So thank you very much for your time.
It was my pleasure.
And with that, Neetu, while of course our Facebook viewers are watching you live, I'm gonna say that at Mami Poco we will continue to care for all those beautiful and the most enterprising moms out there who actually are constantly nurturing and taking care of the babies when it comes to their babies being healthy, hearty, and safe, beat whatever times, this time or the previous times or the times to come. So I'm going to be thanking all our experts because, yes, this is technically the last episode in this series of Mammy Poco Cares mindful discussions with the super mammies. So thank you very much to all our most avid and I would say very engaging viewers who posted a lot of questions. So thank you for being a part of us across all these 6 days at the Mindful Discussions for Super Mammies. I'm sure it was worthwhile, it was useful for you. And just in case if you're wondering, I have to tell you, because I said we will continue to care. So there is going to be more care. There will be more announcements to make sure that we keep celebrating in helping you, of course, deliver that unconditional love that you shower for your babies, for your kids, and of course to the families. So we'll be back maybe with some more of these mindful conversation talks and helpful tips of and about how you can stay healthy mentally, physically, and emotionally as well, and take care of the child. Thank you very much, Neetu, for being with us. Wishing you more power.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Thank you so much. Please stay mindful, all the moms, and sharing and giving you loads of love from Mammy Poco Cares. Thank you very much for being part. Thank you. Bye bye, Neetu. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.